Hello everyone and welcome to F1 Challenge Career Part 9. Today we are going to the A1 ring in Austria, which is today named Red Bull Ring, and before it was called the Österreich ring. But today I'm looking for a better result than what I managed in Silverstone, where I managed to get a point and hopefully a better qualifying in the first place, as I've now got my launches sorted out. But I now hand you over to the commentator.
Just before the free practice session begins, let's take a quick look at the Drivers' Championship. Mika Häkkinen is running away with the Drivers' Championship. Michael Schumacher, second. David Coulthard, third. Well, that covers the drivers. Let's take a quick look at the constructors next. McLaren lead the Constructors' Championship and arrive here having finished a legendary 1-2 in the last race. Can they do it again? Williams are second. Ferrari are third. Located near Nittelfeld in the foothills of the Styrian Mountains, the A1 ring combines 3 locks of fast sweeping and slower 90-degree turns. Built on the site of the historic Österreich ring, this dedicated motorsports facility is another fine example of modern circuit design.
Right, so we jump into practice and the car felt good, and of course the circuit's quite short, so it's pretty easy to get around for another lap. And I managed 15.4 on my first flying lap, and I didn't actually crash near the beginning at all. And you'll see that Michael Schumacher's actually beaten my time by around a second, but it is Michael Schumacher and he is one of the top 3, and he should be challenging Mika Häkkinen for the championship. The only error came later on in the session where I went off at the first corner, and that was it for practice. So we're going to go to qualifying, where it started with a wet track again, and it looks like it's going to dry because there's no rain forecasted. So we went out on the inters at the beginning of the session and set a 1:16.6 on the intermediates, which is not a bad time actually. But then it started to dry up very quickly, and you'll see going around the first corner that my inters are already understeering, which indicates that it's too dry for them. But I do try ending that lap, which I was, 1/10 off, but I crashed. But later on I was on the softs, and we're going around the final corner here for our more improved lap, and we beat it by a second, and we're up to a 15.2, which is a pretty good time. But then later on in the session I'm looking to go even faster, and going out the final corner, nope, we're on the gravel and we've hit the wall. So that's going to be it for qualifying. I'm going to hand you over.
Hello there. Welcome to Austria for round 9 of the 1999 FIA Formula 1 World Championship. The weather, as so often is the case here, is just wonderful. Over 30 degrees and climbing. It's a fantastic day for Formula 1. Schumacher first. Coulthard consistently outpaced his championship rival. He starts second. Häkkinen third. Barrichello fourth. The Williams driver performed brilliantly in qualifying to line up fifth. Schumacher looked a carbon copy of his teammate. He starts alongside in sixth. Jarno Trulli seventh. Frentzen eighth. Villeneuve 9th, Irvine 10th, Alexander Wurz 11th, Giancarlo Fisichella 12th, Jean Alesi 13th, Damon Hill 14th, Panis 15th, Badoa 16th, Ricardo Zonta 17th, Tora Takagi 18th, Johnny Herbert 19th, Pedro Diniz 20th, Pedro de la Rosa 21st, Genet 22nd.
Right, so we start 5th place, which is a pretty good result. We've got our launch control activated as we wait for the start here in Austria. We've got 2 lights, we've got 3 lights, we've got 4 lights, we've got 5 lights, and it is go here in Austria, and it doesn't seem like we've got such a good start as Ralf Schumacher goes past us, Heinz-Harald French goes past us, and Jarno Trulli is beside us. As we go towards the first turn, Jarno Trulli is going to the inside. We're going to try down the inside of our teammate, but there's no space, and then he goes in the way there, so we then lose momentum. But we're now going to try and slipstream him down into turn 2. Looks like I've got straight line speed over him, so we're going to go down the inside of Ralf Schumacher. We may even go down the inside of Jarno Trulli here, going into the second corner. Rubens Barrichello is going very slow on the apex, and we've hit into the back of Rubens Barrichello and lost our front wing, so we're going to have to pit at the end of the lap. Rubens Barrichello is out of the race, but the thing is, with no front wing, we've got less drag, and we're going to overtake Jarno Trulli here, and we need to overtake Rubens Barrichello, so we're going to go straight to the inside of Rubens Barrichello. Now look at that corner cut there from Jarno Trulli. Now that is corner cutting at its finest. I've never seen something like that by an AI, but that is insane, because he's now ahead of us and he's pulling away, obviously, because with no front wing the downforce is abysmal, and we've got our teammate behind us, but we're not going to let him pass, because I still think we might be able to beat him by the end of the race. But here we go. So this set of corners is a pain to drive, and going up here the car gets a little bit of air. Is something going to happen up here? Yes it is. We're doing a wheelie, we're down again, and we haven't got any damage, so that's very lucky. But yeah, I wasn't expecting that when I was driving. That was a holy shit moment, because suddenly my car was pointing up in the air. Luckily I haven't damaged anything or flown into a wall. But we're now coming in for our pit stop, and it's going to drop us to the back of the field in 21st, obviously, because Rubens Barrichello is going to retire. But let's see how long the stop is from Williams. It's probably going to be around 12 seconds because of the front wing replacement. But we're putting on now the set of softs. We're not fueling ourselves to the end, because when you fuel to the end, the car feels like absolute, well, it just feels shit. It's really horrible to drive. So I like driving it in a bit more competitive mode, even with an extra pit stop. But it took until lap 6 to catch the arrows of Pedro de la Rosa. And we're looking at him out of turn 1. Arrows is a bit slow in a straight line, so we're just going to go straight past him. Easy move there. As we look at Marc Genet in the Minardi later on lap 6, and he's got no downforce, so that was really easy into this left-hander, which you need downforce for. And then I've got Luca Badoa at the end of the lap, and then right up ahead of him is Tora Takagi in the arrows, who we need to get soon. We need to get past these people as soon as possible if we have any chance of points here. But let's see if we can get him. We're slipstreaming Tora Takagi. Let's see. Yes, it's a simple move like we pulled on his teammates. And we've now got Johnny Herbert 3.4 seconds up the road, so he's the next target. And on lap 8 we've caught him up, who is battling with a Sauber. And we're going to slipstream him down into the end of the first sector. Let's see whether we can get him. Yes we can. We're beside Johnny Herbert, and we've gone down the inside of Pedro Diniz. And we're now looking at Olivier Panis, who was very bad on the brakes there, so it caught up a lot of time to him. And we're now slipstreaming him. Can we get him into this fast left-hander? Yes we can. Straight down the inside, up into 14th place. Ricardo Zon just 5 seconds ahead of us, and he's got Alexander Wirtz and Damon Hill in front of him. We're slipstreaming him now into the same place that we did with Johnny Herbert, and we've got him before that actually happens. But it takes until later on the lap to catch Alexander Wirtz going over that hill, which I went flying on with no front wing. But I'm fine, and I'm beside Alexander Wirtz here, but I should have him into this right-hander, and I do. And now looking at Jean Alesi in the Sauber. The Sauber is really awful this season, I've noticed. They're scoring no points, as is Eddie Irvine in the Ferrari though. But we're going down the inside of Jean Alesi, and it's an easy move. We've now got Damon Hill to look at in front of us, and this is later on lap 11, and he's going a bit wide there, so we just went straight down the inside, and it was pretty easy. And we're up into 10th place. We had Giancarlo Fisichella to catch up, which we do on lap 13, and we're going to go down the inside into the end of the first sector, and we are through. And that was an easy move. And it took until lap 14 to overtake Jacques Villeneuve, which was an easy move as well. And now we've got Eddie Irvine right in front of us to overtake. His season is just abysmal so far. His teammate has scored way more points than him. We're going to go straight down the inside, up into 7th place with Jarno Trulli 7 seconds down the road. Which is going to take a bit of a while to catch up to, because it took until lap 19 to catch him up. Our teammate is there in front of Jarno Trulli. We're slipstreaming Jarno Trulli. We're going round the outside. Many overtakes done in this race, but we've gone round the outside of Jarno Trulli, and we're now looking at our teammate, who's right ahead of us, and it takes us until the start of lap 20 to go down the inside, and that is done. And we've now got Frentzen 5 seconds up the road. We've only got 4 laps left of fuel, so I don't think we're going to catch him up by the end, and we don't. So we then pit for our final stop, putting in enough fuel, unlike we did in Australia, which is a long time ago now, even though it was only like, what, 8 days ago. But we're changing tyres now, and we should be a lot faster than the AI. But let's see where we come out. So we're down into 9th already, 11.8 second pit stop. Is Damon Hill going to overtake us here? He is. So it looks like we've got a job to catch up Damon Hill. Points looks quite unlikely because I didn't realise I'd be so far behind. But we're now going round the pit exit. And yeah, so Damon Hill is 2 seconds ahead of us. But we catch him up on lap 25 and we're slipstreaming him down the main straight. Can we get him like we did a load of other people? And we're just going to go down the inside of Damon Hill. And it's pretty simple, and we're going to lap the Minardi there, or I think Mark Genet. But we're now looking at Jacques Villeneuve on lap 32, and we're going to go down the inside because I realised that Eddie Irvine is sitting in a points position. The points are literally just up the road, so we need to pass Jacques Villeneuve as soon as possible, which we do here on the straight pretty easily. And we've now got Jarno Trulli to pass, but we won't be able to pass him into the next corner. He's too far ahead. Into the braking, you'll see the classification. Hakkinen leads from Schumacher, from Coulthard, and then I think it's Frentzen. But we're looking at Jarno Trulli here, into the right-hander. Will we make a move down the inside? No, he blocks us. We're trying to avoid him. We've hit him. We've lost our front wing with 3 laps to go. And that's when I get the call from Williams that I should stay out, because there's no point of pitting, because the front wing effect isn't as bad as it is on the F1 2013. You can just about drive the car, and the pit stop won't be worth it. So we're going to try pushing, and hopefully there'll be a collision up front with AI and we'll get a point. But it looks unlikely we'll catch up Eddie Irvine, obviously. And then going up the hill here, I actually forgot at the time that this is going to happen, and we faced the skies yet again, and there's more awful on landing there, and Jacques Villeneuve's passed us, so that's bad news if we want to get any points. And on the last lap we had Damon Hill passing us, which I was trying to hold off from but couldn't. And at this point I decided that I need to just try and push for the finish and see if I can pass him. It's unlikely I'll pass him, so I went up here expecting to do a wheelie, and I do a massive wheelie, which is pretty cool, but I land it this time and I go a little bit wide here, which is a bit annoying. But Giancarlo Fisichella was lapped, so I was the last car to finish, and we're going to go across the line for a 9th place finish with no front wing. No points unfortunately for today, but a good race nevertheless.
Well, that's the end of an awesome Austrian Grand Prix. Here are the final results. Hakkinen first. Schumacher second. David Coulthard third. Heinz-Harald Frentzen fourth. Schumacher fifth. Eddie Irvine sixth. The Williams driver ninth.
Yeah, so we finished 9th place, which isn't the best of results, but at least we finished the race. And unfortunately I knocked Jarno Trulli out of the race. But our teammate does score points, so that's at least one positive we can take from the race. Which of course means Williams still scored 2 points, I think, in 5th place. And Eddie Irvine scores his first points of the season, which is big news. I'm now handing over to the driver standings.
With the results confirmed, it's high time we updated the Drivers' Championship. Mika Hakkinen extends his lead at the top of the Drivers' Championship.
Yep, so we sit in 4th place, Rubens Barrichello, because we took him out of the race. Didn't score any points in us, but Ralf Schumacher did, so I think he's going to be the one to look out for, as well as Frentzen, who scored a load of points. Jordan now on 12 points, but I don't think they should be challenging Williams this season. But that is it. I'm now going to hand you over to the constructors.
McLaren increase their lead at the top of the Constructors' Championship. Ferrari are second, whilst 3rd place is held by Williams.
Yep, so I do believe that we can catch Ferrari, because it's only Michael Schumacher really scoring the big points, but Stewart I don't think will catch us either. So we're looking at Ferrari in 3rd place this season. But I'm now going to end this video. I really hope you enjoyed. Press like if you did, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.